Hi everybody. Good evening. I know it's 9 o'clock and some of you might not see this till tomorrow, but I wanted to do some more art with you, which I promised I would, and I'm going to do a lot more too as we get going. Sorry if my light isn't the best. I'm trying. So we're going to make some art tonight, and I'm going to work on a collage. So let me go over what you might need. So you're probably going to need a piece of paper. Now listen, other art teachers, you might have seen online videos, you don't even need paper. If you have an old cereal box, you could take this apart and use the inside, and you can use that as your background for your art. If you have newspaper, you can collage on newspaper. If you have cardboard, if you have paper plates, anything paper that you can use as something with adhesive to stick to it, you can use that. So it can be anything. I am using, again, just a regular copy paper, but again, I could use a cereal box, cardboard, anything. Scour your house. Look for anything you can make art with. If you only have a pen, use a pen. If you only have a piece of paper, use a piece of paper. But the other thing you will need are scissors and some type of glue. Now, of course, the art teacher has all the glue, but maybe you only have a glue stick, maybe you only have this type of glue, maybe you have a different type of glue, but something sticky. You could even use tape. It's not the best, but you can use it. But I would recommend some type of glue, and I will go with a glue stick. You probably will need a pencil at some point, which, here's my pencil. And you're going to need something to cut up, because collage is a French word, collage, I think that's how they would say it, which means to take paper and glue it to another piece of paper. So what I have, and if most of you don't know this, I actually moved over Labor Day, so this past September, so I got rid of a lot of things before I moved. If you've ever moved, I'm sure you've done the same. So I only had 2 magazines in my house, Shape magazine and a clothing magazine. That's all I had. So I made do. So first thing I did is, and I used to do this as a little girl when I would get bored in the house. First thing I did was I went through this magazine and I started looking for interesting pictures. It might not be something, sorry my gum's in the camera. I'd offer you a piece, but we can't get near each other. I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry, distracted. You're going to go through this magazine, and I did this as a little girl, and I really like to make strange collages. I've told you this before, I'm a little bit of a weirdo, so I would do really, really weird collages. So I've already gone through this, because you can see I've already chopped up the pages. Ooh, this is a good one. That could be something really weird. So I've already went through and started chopping up my pictures, and I pulled out a bunch of really cool images. So for example, this one I cut out because of the heart, because that's a really simple image that I could add to a collage. Again, gluing paper on top of paper. This cat, love that cat. What can I do with that cat? And I got that cat because I cut out this advertisement for Goldfish, one of my son's favorite snacks. And I thought, how cool would it be if I could cut that cat to look like it's hanging out of that window? So that's the idea with collaging. You're looking to combine pictures to make ideas. And you can use a pencil to draw some things in the background too. I have a giant pair of lips because I guarantee I'm going to find something for those lips. I have a wolf because you never know. I might need the wolf. I have this super fit lady doing this crazy move, which the reason I pulled this is I thought, how cool would it be if I took this big shoe and I collaged it on her little foot. So she has one giant foot. So this collage might be a little bit abstract. Now, if you've had me in art, especially 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, you should know what abstract means. So basically, it's not realistic. It's going to be a little bit abstract, and it's not going to be what we would normally see in reality. We wouldn't see a shoe that big on this lady, unless you have my feet, because they're super big. Anyway, I have a chair. Maybe I can put something on the chair. Who knows? Might not use the chair. I have this super awesome lady in her super cool jacket doing a super cool move, which we're definitely going to probably use. I have a gecko from Geico. He's so cute. I have raindrops, because I bet I can add those somehow. Wouldn't it be cool if I cut out a little face and put one of them in there too? We shall see. This cat, love those blue eyes. I thought that was really cool, and I thought that would definitely make the collage a lot more interesting. I have this little lady peeking over the covers. I might use that somewhere. Maybe she's going to be peeking over a wall. And then I have these three ladies, which these will probably be one of the first ones I cut up, because I have the idea that I'm going to take that beautiful cat head and put it on top of one of these ladies. So this is what we're doing. We're making a collage. And again, what is a collage? Do you remember? It's when you take cut paper and you glue it to another paper. So that is our main goal. And please, 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 if you don't remember anything else from this video, please listen right now. Do not take someone's magazine in your house, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your grandfather, your grandmother, your mother, your father, whoever, your best friend. Do not take their magazine and cut it up without permission. Please don't tell them your art teacher told you to chop up their magazines, okay? Please, please, please ask permission first. Say, hey mom, I'm really bored and I really want to make a fun art project. Do you have a magazine I could use to cut up and collage with? Trust me, I bet they'll say yes. Please don't take it and do it anyway. All right, that's my disclaimer. Okay, are we ready? So I'm going to turn my paper vertical because I'm going to start with one of these ladies and I'm putting a cat head on. So I think there's a lot of decisions you're going to make. So when I look at these three ladies, I'm going to decide, okay, which one will the cat head look on best? The blue and the pink, maybe. This one, I don't think it would quite look right with the way her shoulder is turning. I really think it's going to be this lady because her green turtleneck would look really good with the blue eyes. So what I'm going to do is, this is the key to collaging. You really want to make sure you're cutting really well. So if you're not the best at cutting, and I'm going to cut this poor kitty's whiskers off. Don't yell at me. So, like I said, I just had a little bit of the edge that I didn't get quite well. If you're not the best at cutting, it's not the end of the world. You have a couple options. You could always ask someone to help you, because I know that a lot of us are stuck at home, and someone probably would really like to make a collage with you, I bet. Or you just take your time and try your best, because that's all we can do. And if you make a mistake, that way you can learn from it next time. No worries. So what do we think of my cat head? I think that looks pretty cool. So the closer you get to the edges, the more abstract and kind of surreal, that's another art word, that's a type of art, it's going to look. So here's my cat. Now I'm going to cut out my cat's future body. And this came out of a clothing catalog, and I will tell you, the clothing catalogs don't have as many cool pictures as regular magazines. So really try to find a cool magazine that would kind of have the weirder images and things that you could collage with. And if you don't have anything and you don't want to collage, you don't have to, of course. Ooh, this hand's going to be really tricky. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to go around. And if you've had me in art, I've told you this trick. Cut off the big pieces first. So then that way when you go around the edges of the small pieces, it's a little bit easier. Because it's really hard to get all these small little details with a big piece of paper hanging off. And maybe you have some smaller scissors. These are really big. So they're kind of hard to get around these fingers. And be careful, magazines tear really easily. I've already torn a couple of things that I was really looking forward to using and I can't. Here we go. Let's see. And I think this is going to be my main image. What do y'all think? Oh, that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I'm going to crinkle up my paper. I'm going to get my glue. I think that glue's dried up. Hopefully my glue stick's still alive. Oh no! Y'all, I think my glue is dead. See it? It's all dried up. Alright, we're going to go old school. Liquid glue. Because when all else fails, liquid glue will save the day. Oh, wait a minute. Your art teacher's got some backup. Woohoo! We're good. So, my advice to you is a glue stick would probably be the best thing for this project because it's a lot less messy. It's easier to go around the edges and you're not going to get glue puddles because we all know that liquid glue can get a little messy. So you want to make sure you go around all the edges, especially little parts like the hand. We don't want to neglect that because we don't want crinkly edges popping off. Alright, so let me glue down my lady. Got her finger, and it's a little wrinkly, but you know what? It's all good. Because in the end, it's going to be a really cool collage. Oh, did y'all hear my phone go off? Let me turn that off. Alright, so next, I'm going to do my kitty cat head. Get around all the edges. My ears. And then I'm going to very carefully pick the placement of my cat because it's very important with this. And some of my kitty cat's ear is going to go off the edge of the paper. But you know what? I'm going to rock with it. I'll put a little bit of glue on this edge that's sticking up a little bit. There we go. That's pretty weird, right? I love it. So I'm going to get rid of these two ladies because I'm not going to need them anymore. You can save them for another project. Now maybe I think I'm going to put over here the picture frame that I found in a goldfish advertisement. And I think I'm going to save the goldfish because that's a pretty cute little goldfish. So I'm going to hope everyone's staying safe at home. Did anyone do the doodle game or what was the other thing I did? Oh, the big mouth fish. I hope y'all did that. That was one of my favorites. And did anyone try a different animal? I threw that challenge out there. I'm going to put my glue on the back. Now I have a choice. I can do it this way or I can do it this way, which I like it this way. And I want to make sure it looks like it's straight on the wall. There we go. Now it looks like my cat lady is standing next to a beautiful artwork, which I told you I was going to put a cat hanging out of that artwork. You guys, I have a very cat-focused artwork right now. Good thing, because I have 3 cats. And I've told my students about them, but if you're new to me and my art or who I am, I have 3 cats at home. Rosie, and I'm going to again watch, I'm going to cut off the big piece. My 3 cats are Rosie, Roy, and Dee, D-E-E, and they're very sweet. They're the type of cats that you have to shoo away because they want so much love. They're very affectionate. Oh my goodness, y'all, look! It's gonna be a little cat hanging out of the picture. I love it. So again, do these have to make sense? Nope. better if they make no sense at all. Because we're doing abstract collages, y'all. There we go. Beautiful. Now, I gotta decide what else I might want to put in my picture. So it's pretty strange, but I should probably think of something. Maybe, ooh, what if I did this lady creeping in with a wolf head? I don't know if I have enough room. Should I try it? I could do that, or let me see what else I have over here. I still have my shoe. Or I have the shoe. Sorry, my video cut off for me. I think I'm going to go with the wolf lady. This is going to be a lot of cutting. I'm going to do it very carefully. Remember, it's your art, so if you want to use one part of a person and give them different arms of another person, collaging can be so much fun with what you can do and how you do it. So again, I'm just going to cut that big piece off so that it's much easier to cut around these little itty bitty small parts. Cut that big part off. So again, an easier way to do that is to go like this. You just chop, chop, chop. Sorry if I'm moving too fast or you can't see me. But I just chopped off all the big stuff, so then all I have to do is cut very carefully around the small parts. Much easier. So again, just cutting. Cut, 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 cut. And it's okay if you have some spaces that you don't cut out. You guys notice that trend with art? The guys cut part of her toe off. Oh well. If you haven't noticed, when I say that, art is what you make it. So don't feel like it has to look perfect. It has to look like this. It has to look like mine. Because I make mistakes. Everyone still makes mistakes. No one is perfect. So just make sure it's your own artwork and that you're really trying your best. That's the most important thing. And that you're enjoying yourself. You know, if you're not having fun, that's a big problem. You want to make sure you're enjoying what you're doing. Even if it's cutting these little tiny arms out. You guys see her so far? She's looking pretty cool. Now, if I had a lot of magazines, you know what I would do? Instead of her hand right here, I would look for like a dog paw. But my Shape magazine that I have does not have many dog images in it. But that would be so cool. Because then I'd have a wolf head with a dog paw coming out of this amazing purple coat. And you know what else would be really cool about that? I wouldn't have to cut out all these tiny fingers. Because that's the fun part about art. We can do what we want. Oh, she lost a finger. Oh well. It's for all the art. She might lose all her fingers. Oh well. Alright. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the wolf head. You all can still see it. I'm sorry, my collage is crooked. And I'm sorry, I have a really wicked glare on this from my lamp. It's the best I can do, y'all. I'm trying to bring the art to your house. Oh, there's my wolf. He's looking pretty cool. Alright. So, I think I can do a better job cutting on this wolf. So I'm just going to cut a little bit more of the edges. Cut, 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 cut. to really cut some of his fur off much better, but I have a more defined wolf head now. I'm actually going to do a little bit more in the ear here. Much better. So, yeah. And what I might do is, so they're going to overlap, and you know what overlapping means? It's when we cover something else. So if you need help remembering where to place something, take your pencil and you can kind of give an outline of where you're going to put your collage. There's my little wolf. So that way you can see what I did. You're not going to lose what you're doing, because it can be frustrating if you have the perfect layout and you lay it down perfectly and you lose it. So I'm going to put some glue on my lady. I'm going to try to line up where we were. There we go. Oh, it's a little off, but the nice thing is before the glue dries, just put it right back down. There we go. And get that line up that you need. Now notice her feet are hanging off the paper. I'm probably just going to trim them off. I'm going to do the wolf head. I don't know about you all, but I miss school. It's been so weird being at home. I love spending time with my little boy and my husband, but I definitely miss school. And I definitely messed up this head a little bit. So I'm going to peel before it gets stuck because I didn't have her face completely covered. So, and then I can just erase my pencil. Not a big deal. Alright, so let me cut the bottom off. Chop, chop. There we go. Now we have this really cool cat lady with a cat coming out of a painting, and now this really hip wolf girl dancing her way in the bottom of the paper. So you can see already this is really strange. It makes no sense, but it's starting to look pretty cool. So what part of this is missing something? It's a good question. I'd say definitely over in this space. So something I could do, I could put a bunch of raindrops or water drops. I could put Gecko the Gecko, whatever. I might use him. I know what all my students would use. They let me use him. I know they would. What if I used the Gecko with an amazing pair of lips? There it is. So you guys can just see how my brain was just trying to figure out what I could put in that space, and instantly I looked over at what I had collected. I saw a giant pair of awesome lips and this adorable little gecko, and boom! A beautiful idea was created. That's what makes art so much fun. You get that inspiration and you get that good idea and you make it happen. Of course I'm going to say I love art though. I gotta make sure I'm still recording. Alright. And this is something fun to do with your parents, your siblings, your family, to see what kind of crazy kooky collages you can make. And it doesn't take a lot of materials. If you have these materials at home, it's better. If you don't, you can keep the idea for when you do get them, or you can improvise. You can use something else. You never know. You know what magazines are also really good for? Paint palettes. So magazines have these glossy papers, because you can see how shiny they are, and they're actually really amazing to mix paint on. I don't know if any of you knew that, but fun fact. Let's get these lips. I knew I had to use them somehow. I knew it. I'm going to cut carefully. And I'm probably going to stop after the lips because I don't want this video to be too long. And I don't want my collage to be too messy. Because sometimes too much stuff on a collage can get busy and it won't look as good if you keep it simple. Oh yeah, there it is. Alright, so I think I'm going to stop here. If you wanted to, you could take colored pencils, you could take crayons, you could take markers, you could add some color in the background. I think I'm going to leave mine white. I think it looks a little more abstract and a little bit weirder. I'm going to take a pen, a Sharpie, anything. I'm going to sign my name like the real artist I am and the real artist you all are. Maybe I'll even put a date during this crazy time, 3/25/20. And there is my abstract collage. So you can see what I started with. 2 magazines, a pile of magazine clippings. I glued them all together on a piece of paper, it could be cardboard, and you have a magnificent piece of art. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. If any of you need to get a hold of me, you remember my previous 2 videos, all my contact information, you can just drop into my Facebook page where this video is. Ask me any questions. I'm going to work on some more lessons, some more fun stuff. Recommendations, if you go to that page, I've put a lot of recommendations for other videos, other teachers. So please keep an eye on that. Please keep being creative. Make art, make music, read books. Just keep that brain working, okay? And I hope you'll have a lovely evening and a lovely rest of the week. I miss you, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.